Cuba is beautiful, but it's facing one of the worst economic and energy crises in its history. Every time we visit Cuba, we talk to people who explain the daily struggles locals face due to severe shortages of necessities. People are often hungry, and essential items like medicines and hygiene products are hard to come by. The Cubans are the most amazing people, always smiling and ready to help despite the hardships they face. So giving back just makes sense. My sister's mother-in-law lives in Cuba, and she always helps us pinpoint what necessities are needed for families in the community, depending on the time of year. When she visits us here, we always try to send her back with a luggage full of items to give away. So in today's video, we'll briefly explain the situation in Cuba and bring you shopping with us to fill up our next suitcase headed to Varadero to give you an idea of what to pack for your next vacation to that beautiful island. First, let's talk about what to pack for yourself. If you're going to an all-inclusive, to make space in your luggage, bring light skirts, dresses, casual tops, swimwear, casual shirts, shorts, and for men, long pants for dinner. Avoid bringing expensive jewelry, formal wear, and costly handbags. Cash is king in Cuba, so don't rely on ATMs as they're rare, they often run out of money, and they may not work because of power outages. Credit cards are accepted mostly in big hotels, but internet issues can make transactions difficult. US and Canadian dollars are widely accepted. The internet service in Cuba has improved in the last years, but it can still be unreliable. You should expect it to be hard to connect, and if you need constant access, you should be prepared to pay for it at your accommodation. Now let's talk about how you can make a difference by bringing essential items. In Cuba, tourism really helps the country, and we as travelers can make a difference. You might be asking yourself why bringing cash tip isn't enough. While money tips are appreciated, that money cannot always buy what's needed because the stores often have empty shelves. So you have the money, but you can't buy anything anyway. The food stores in Cuba are run by the government. Every Cuban has a ration book that allows them to buy small quantities of basic goods like rice, beans, eggs, and sugar each month. But stores have been empty, and Cubans wait for hours in line to sometimes go home empty-handed. The situation has even more deteriorated after the COVID-19 pandemic. So when you donate physical items, you ensure that locals get the essential goods they might not be able to find or afford. Any gift, big or small, will be greatly appreciated by the Cuban people. So what can we do to help? Some people may not be able to bring a whole full suitcase of donations, and that's okay. Here's another way to donate. For example, if you brought shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel for your trip, you could just leave them behind for the cleaning personnel to find at your hotel after you've left. Lightly used clothes and shoes that you no longer want are a good idea to leave behind before returning home. Maybe you have a pair of flip-flops you don't want to bring back in your luggage. Leave it in the room so that the housekeeper will find, and she can probably gift it to somebody else if she doesn't need it personally. It could be useful for a member of our family in need. Or also, in Cuba, bartering is common and people often exchange items they have for something they need. It's difficult for Cubans to buy clothes, shoes, and although this is because a lot of people can't afford it, even if you can afford it, items are scarce. Basic goods such as chicken, beef, eggs, milk, flour, and oil are difficult and often impossible to find in state stores. For example, we bring powdered milk in our luggage, and it's a blessing for some families. Pretty much everything under the sun in Cuba is hard to find, so any little extras that you would like to bring will be great gifts for the Cuban people. But here's a list of items that are always needed. Tylenol or aspirin, antihistamines, antacids, antibacterial ointment, Vicks VapoRub, and bandages. Toiletries such as bars of soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, sponges, feminine hygiene products, baby diapers, disposable razors, lotion, and creams or makeup is a good idea. Baby diapers can be a bit bulky to pack, so if you're traveling with babies and you have more than enough left for your return trip when you leave the resort, don't hesitate to give some to a Cuban mom or dad. Other items such as rechargeable batteries and flashlights because of the regular power outages, coloring books with crayons, children's toys, garden gloves, fishing lines are all good ideas and are found easily at dollar store or Walmart. deflated soccer balls, school items, for example, children's backpacks with pencils and notebooks, hair accessories such as brushes, combs, hair ties, bobby pins, etc. USB cables to charge phones is also a great item, pens or markers. Bags of candies. This has been one of the most appreciated gifts. We got a huge bag of Werther's Originals on Amazon, and then we divided them in cute little individual bags to give along with our dollar tips at the buffet, restaurant, or to our housekeeper. People were smiling and they were telling us how long it had been since they had had the pleasure of tasting a candy. Can you imagine? It was such a simple gesture but brought on so much happiness and smiles.
Don't forget to show some love by liking and sharing this video with other travelers. You can also leave a comment, we always respond.
Clothing of any kind still in good condition is always welcome. Children's clothing is also the most difficult and expensive to find in Cuba. We also get kid Crocs at the dollar store. They're perfect and very light to put in your suitcase. Also, mosquito repellent, mosquito nets to put over the bed are always necessary. Now come shop with us to fill up our next suitcase ready for Cuba to give you an idea of what we usually bring for donations. We're headed to Walmart and then the dollar store. By preparing thoughtfully and bringing essential items to donate, you can have an unforgettable trip while making a positive impact on the local community. Although you're not expected or required to bring donations, you will agree that the smile on people's faces is worth the extra mile. Because remember, when our vacation ends, we return to full grocery stores and unlimited clothing options. But the friends we've made in Cuba are still living here in scarcity every single day. To make your packing easier, we've put together a list of essential items to bring to Cuba. Check the link in the description below and mark the page to return before your next trip to the island. Happy travels and enjoy the beauty of Cuba and its warm-hearted people. Check out our channel, we have other informative videos about Cuba you won't want to miss. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more travel tips and guides. See you in the next video!